Hey everybody, I am coming to you live once again from the studio classroom, Biblical Life Ministries and Biblical Life Leadership College. So in these little series of videos, we've been talking about why we do what we do. For us, the most important reason why we do Biblical Life Leadership College is the pastors. This program is more than just training. It is ministry. It is life-changing to them. So I told you about Pastor Michael. Came from very humble beginnings. So that today he's the director of Biblical Life Leadership College. He and his wife Eunice have a wonderful ministry, wonderful people. Those of you that know them know they are just amazing people. I told you about Pastor Elena, who came to Bible school. She and her husband had for her, it all came down to one day, 1 hour, one moment, where in the classroom we set aside time for the Holy Spirit to do whatever He wanted to do. And He healed her. He touched her, saved her marriage, saved her family, saved her ministry. And there are thousands of stories just like hers throughout our graduates. But today I want to tell you a tale of three pastors. The tale of three pastors begins in Kitui town. Now in Kitui we put a Bible school there, and we had 38 pastors graduate from that. One of those pastors, Pastor Leonard, I would say probably your typical rural African pastor, had no idea how to grow his church. He had a church of about 15 people when he began. Sometimes new people would come, sometimes other people would leave, but hovering around 15 people, could not figure out how to make it work. Started coming to Bible school, started growing in the Lord, started growing in his personal discipleship, started growing in ministerial giftings, and his church also began to grow. So that by the time he graduated, in 1 year later, he had more than 100 people in his church. He grew from 15 to more than 100. But he didn't stop there. Once he graduated, he kept growing, more than 100 to 200 to 300. Then when he hit 400, that's a mega church. In rural Africa, 400 people, that's huge. In the meantime, the school had gone to the coast, and then we'd come back to that area. When we came back, Pastor Leonard called me, and he said, look, I've got a couple of guys. I want to plant them as branches of our church, and I want them to go to the Bible school first. I said, bring them. In fact, I think we have a picture on our website of those three guys sitting at a cafe, Pastor Leonard and then Pastor Boniface, Pastor Hillary. They're filling out their applications. Those guys were so excited. They're saying, oh man, I get to go to the Bible school my pastor went to. They were very excited, and let me tell you, they never missed a minute. They were there from sunup to sundown. They were in everything. They didn't miss a minute. They were there. And it was wonderful. So what happened was Pastor Leonard had told them, hey, after you graduate, that's when we'll plant your church. But 3/4 of the way through the program, Pastor Leonard's looking at them saying, you guys have grown so much from the time you began to right now. There's no need to wait. Let's plant now, and then when you graduate, your church can come see you graduate. So that's what they did. They planted them, and by the time they graduated, they had each of them, Pastor Boniface and Pastor Hillary, had about 35 people in their church. Over the next 18 months, this is what God did. Pastor Boniface's church grew so much, he planted 2 new churches. Brand new church plant, he planted 2 new churches. Pastor Hillary, brand new church plant, in the next 18 months from when he graduated, he planted 3 new churches. 5 new church plants from those 2 brand new church plants. And Pastor Leonard, he's still planting churches too. I mean, these guys are church planting machines. In fact, that is a thing that has been an undercurrent through the entire Bible school program. The entire time we've had this program, these guys plant churches. And by our closest reckoning, what we found out is that our graduates plant a new church every 21 days. Every 3 weeks, there's a new church plant by one of our graduates in Kenya. Every time we graduate a program, what it translates into is 2,000 to 3,000 new people coming into the church. 2,000 or 3,000 new people are represented by every graduate, every Bible school graduation. God's just doing amazing, amazing things at Biblical Life Leadership College. And partners, I want to encourage you. Stay with us. I want to encourage you. Stick with us. because we have a vision for the future. Listen, there are pastors all around the world that are just like Pastor Michael, Pastor Elena, Pastor Leonard, Pastor Boniface, Pastor Hillary. 5 million pastors around the world that have never had one day of training. They have potential, but they have no training. So what we're asking you to do, partners, is at this end of the year, we're asking you to sow a seed. At this end of the year, help us for next year. At this end of the year, sow a seed into the pastors. Sow a seed into Biblical Life Leadership College, Biblical Life Ministries. Your seed is going into good ground. So I encourage you, go on our website, click on that donate button, give sacrificially. Let me tell you something. A sacrifice, something that you feel, okay? Sacrifice is something that you feel. If you give out of your abundance, that's not a sacrifice. It's a wonderful thing. Give out of your abundance. You should do that. But what I'm asking you to do is give something that you feel. Give a gift that you feel. Give a gift that's bigger than what you think you can do. In fact, some of you, I want to encourage you for next year. This is for 2018. I want to encourage you for next year to make a faith pledge that in 2018 you're going to give a certain amount of money. And don't pick some little tiny amount. Challenge yourself. Step out in faith. Believe God for something big, because what you're sowing into is miraculous. What you're sowing into is miraculous. So over this next few months, believe God for something big and sow that into us. Now contact us. Tell us what you're believing for. We're going to pray with you about that, and that God will put money into your hands so that you can sow where He's calling you to sow. We love you guys. We're so excited about the future. We're so excited that you're on our team. Stay at it. God loves you. All right, bye.